know what? Again, Millennium from Chris Carter. If you don't know what are you missing, guys. This is the perfect show. The perfect show. So just go watch it right now. I don't know if it's available in any platform or wherever, but just saying. So coming back to our show, Farmer's here. Hey, Farmer, if you wanna call, I'm gonna drop the link here, man. If you're available, if not, no worries. But I'm just gonna drop the link. Maybe you can help me spicing the show tonight. So that's the link. While waiting for the answer, I would hate to impose. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I would hate to impose. So, Farmer, you're welcome if you want to call. If not, let's continue listening to some music here. Oh, I think we have an alien in the house. I think we have a Michigan alien here. Hey man, what's up?
Oh wow. Can I be heard? Hang on a second. 1 second. I gotta plug in my mic.
Sound is good, man.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I gotta go with the mic though. I paid $100 for this mic. Hang on.
How much?
$100.
Oh my god! Really? Really?
Oh yeah.
I paid go. Like.
Can I be heard?
No, your sound is good, man.
Okay, good. Excellent. How are you doing tonight, Cryptex? Thank you for having me on. I just got home after a stressful ride with zero brakes in the country, you know. The tow truck driver the zero brakes, yeah, the tow truck driver, it's an ongoing saga. I have missed work all week, pretty much, except for today my supervisor picked me up. Sorry, I speak now in broken English also myself because I work with Indian guys, and so now I talk like they speak English, you know. And so my boss picked me up. and this tow truck driver the other day tows me out of the mud, but he put the tow strap around what is called the rear cross member. Okay. When he pulled me instead of the frame of the car. Now, part of that was because the frame was buried up to the mud. So he pulls it out and ruined it. So he tows it to Grand Rapids, about an hour and a half away from here. And they fix it for free, right? But it takes 4 days because we have to order the part. Of course, it's a 1993. My car's probably older than you, Cryptex. You cannot be more than 34 years old. And so good job, man. We are almost the time. So all good though. He's gonna tow it to me in Elkhart today. My boss picked me up. I say, tow me my car in Elkhart. He brings it to me and he loaded it up and the strap went around the brake line and he broke my brake line also. So now I still have no car. Yeah, well, I mean, I have it now. I'm taking it to one of my best friends in Kalamazoo. I got a few, but he's one of my very best. And my mechanic, I call him. I don't give out his real name, but he is actually a mechanic. I just call him the mechanic, you know, as a nickname, you know. But how you doing tonight? So that's been my night. So I have zero brakes, but I still chanced it to get to the weed dispensary. So yes, I risked the life of the general public to get myself some marijuana. And I just want to say thank you so much, Michigan.
Michigan is
having legal weed.
So you have to buy a bike, man. You have to buy a bike. It's gonna be more reliable.
A bike. No? You should Google Earth. I'll give you my address. You should Google Earth where I live. I don't think anyone's riding a bike out of here. And I live in a swamp in a meteorite crater out in the middle of nowhere.
The middle of nowhere. Oh shit.
Yeah, BFE. In America we call it BFE, bumfuck Egypt.
Ooh. anyways, it's gonna be good for being in shape. If you
Sure,
if
sure.
you
And
ride
then I'm
your
going
bike.
to bike. I love riding a bike, but I mean, I'm gonna bike to Elkhart to then deliver pizzas on my cool new Schwinn. Ring, ring, ring. I don't think so, Cryptex. I'm getting a second fucking car, is what I'm doing. I'm done with it. I've already been pre-approved. My credit's coming back. I've been busting my balls for a year, and I'm getting a second car. How you doing tonight?
Oh yeah, I'm super fine tonight. I'm
Good.
actually feeling good. 2 crazy weeks, man. I was in the middle of an audit, and it was crazy. A lot of stress. So the audit
Yeah.
is finished, and tonight is
Good.
relax. So you have to give
Yeah.
me 1 second because I need some ice, not the bad ice from Trump, the good ice that I have to put here, and coming back.
Yes.
So maybe you
Yeah. I
can
can.
handle the.
I can.
It's gonna be just 1 second, man. Coming back soon. You can ramble.
All right. I'll ramble. Hey everybody, how you doing tonight? My name is Derek Farmer. I have my own channel called the Derek Farmer channel. But that's beside the point. I see Cryptex is having kind of like a little party tonight, a decompress. Sounds like he's had a stressful week, and it seems like it's going around, guys. I mean, it has been, if you live, north of say, Ohio, mid Ohio, it has been a brutal winter. It's been a long winter. We've been locked into this sort of system for months now of gray and cold and wet, and it's been quite gross, really. Like walking through dog shit and wet leaves with your shoes off. It's no fun. So I was just talking. I was waiting until you got back. I do have a question about your ice, baby.
Tell me
Ice,
about it.
baby. Do you make the big chunks, yourself, or with a special ice cube maker, or for the people that drink whiskey a lot?
I'm not that chick, man. Just normal ice,
Okay, all right.
usual ice.
Normal ice. Okay, see, I am
Yeah.
definitely a. I'm getting an echo. Do I sound echoey to you, my good friend to the
No,
north?
no, your sound is good.
All right, it's probably just in my head. Um. So yeah. We'll have to check out the show Millennium. If you're rating it that highly, then I'll
Yeah.
when now seriously though, did it come out around the year 2000 or did it
Uh,
come out?
I
Is it
think it
just
was
named for that?
kind of
And
parallel
what is
to
the
X
premise?
Files.
And what's the premise? What's the premise of the show? I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm curious now.
It's similar. It's kind of similar to X Files, but it's darker and it's more like it's just darker, man. It's darker and it's so deep, so profound, and that's why it wasn't that commercial. You know that. You know why?
Mm.
Because it's hard to sell something like that deep. It was really intense. You know what I mean? And but I love it.
Yeah.
I love that show. And if you remember, I don't know if you remember or not, but in one of the episodes of the X Files, they met both shows together in one episode. So
Hmm.
the main characters of X Files, which were who were Scully and Mulder, they met
Yeah.
that guy Frank. Forgot the name. Anyways, it was like a luxury for Chris Carter to do that. It was awesome, man. I just love that show. So if you have
You
the
know what?
chance,
I think I am familiar with the show now that you're talking about it. It was on Fox, just like X Files was, right? On
yeah, but
Fox television.
yeah, exactly. I think so, but it didn't last too much, and it was because of that. It was not for everyone in outside. It was darker, and I love dark stuff. You know what I mean? So
Still back at Hiawatha's here.
hey,
How you
what
doing,
the hey, what
Hiawatha? Yeah. But like, but back then, because I feel like the shows have gone down in quality so much on network television or on even on cable channels. It's really
Yeah,
kind of gone to shit. You almost have to get an Amazon, HBO. Even has really HBO was like that kind of first step away from network serial shows that were really great. You had shows like The Sopranos, The Wire, a lot of stuff that really hit big. 6 Feet Under. None of those were my favorite HBO shows, but a lot of people loved them. But
it's
now it
really hard.
seems like really you need a pay service if you want to. You almost have to piece it together. And I always ask the question, Cryptex, are we being a la carted to death? It's like, remember, we used to complain that everything was all in one inclusive cable package for way too much. But by the time we start adding everything up, aren't we really paying a hell of a lot more than that for, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the a la carte thing, I wish it could be where you could almost get one service at a higher price that covered just everything, What do you
Yeah,
think about that?
no, I agree. I agree with you. Today there are a lot of options, but every option is like expensive. So you cannot pay for Apple, Netflix, Amazon, Crave, Fox. You're gonna be broke. You're gonna be broke right away.
Yeah,
Now
right.
you can find some illegal stuff where you can have like a package
Sure.
uh,
Yeah.
to watch everything. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean.
Mhm.
It's getting crazy for real. But coming back to your initial question or your initial comment here, it's hard to it's hard to find good stuff today. You know what I mean? But this is not
Mhm.
something new. Maybe our memory is playing tricks in our brains. Because
Mhm.
let's think about Scarface. Remember Scarface, the movie, of course.
Uh was there a lot of cocaine? I
Yeah,
can't remember. It seemed like every movie back then had a lot of cocaine. So of course I watched it. Francis Ford Coppola, Scarface, right? He did that also along with the Godfather series. But I get them confused. It's been so long since I've watched it. I know it was
yeah.
Al Pacino, of course Al Pacino, but it's
Actually,
been so long.
it's Brian De Palma.
Oh,
But
Brian De Palma.
uh,
Okay.
let me show something here. If you think about it,
Remember a
uh,
machine gun or something?
yeah, exactly. Uh, this guy here, uh, well,
God, he's so young there.
yeah, so young, Al Pacino.
He really was pretty handsome, huh? I mean, that's a handsome dude there.
He's a handsome guy, man, for sure.
He really is,
And
yeah.
this movie is not it's not original. You know what I mean? It's a remake of a movie
Oh,
from the 50s. So
oh really?
what we are experiencing today, that every single movie we watch is like a repetition of something that it was already made in the past. It's not something new. It's just that at the time we didn't know that. Something like Scarface is a remake. So I was like, what? This is not
Right.
something new. What the fuck, man? So I think like the creativity is being it's like disappearing. You know what I mean? It's just
But
sad, but
wouldn't you say, I disagree with that a bit because much like a song, much like a poem, much like a reading of a book, wouldn't you say that, okay, the original is one thing, but to give that original a redux and sort of make it your own as a director, producer, whatever, you pick out the actors, maybe the lines are the same, but everybody plays that Jimi Hendrix song a little bit different. Maybe not as well as Jimmy, right? But some would argue there's probably some professionals out there that do it better if they like that style. So I think that it does give And I think maybe if you look at it more of a challenge, really, than coming up with original, to stand yourself up against something that's already considered a classic, and to come away from that, making a good film, I think maybe its own benefit. What do you think?
I kind of agree with you 50%, let's say. Uh, because one thing is having an inspiration, is getting an inspiration, you know what I mean? But another thing is doing a copy paste. So of course, everything you do, everything you do today, you're gonna have a lot of memories or inspirations behind you. You know what I mean? To create something new. But when you do like a copy paste with just some additions, just to try to look it like something new,
it's never going to be as good as the original that way. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I get your point, anyways.
Yeah, sure. It can go bad either way or good either way.
Exactly, for sure. It's like Blade Runner. Did you watch Blade Runner?
Of course, yeah. But, and I probably never watched the second one, saying it's never going to be as good as how I felt about watching that first one, and maybe it was just as good. Same with, like, say, Terminator. I watched the first couple. I love them, of course. I mean, that goes back to my childhood as a young teenage. Those are the kind of movies you want to be watching. I mean, Terminator. What was the one where he lived off planet? Arnold Schwarzenegger. He lived off The Fifth Element, or something like that. Really great movie. I mean, Bruce Will. I'm a big Bruce Willis fan.
I mean, too.
And I mean, I'm a Bruce Willis fan in that I was kind of a pretentious kid. I used to watch as a preteen the show Moonlighting with him and Sybil Shepherd every week. So I go way back to Bruce Willis's early days. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Hiawatha has a question. I'd like to read Hiawatha's question here, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We're talking about Carter's short-lived miniseries Millennium. Yes, he was. And then the second part, no, that I didn't know. Did you know Chris Carter was friends with Dr. John Mack? And I'll ask Cryptex first. Does Cryptex know who John Mack is?
I have no idea.
John Mack was the head psychiatrist of the psychology department at Harvard University, who famously went to initially, he got involved in a lot of abduction cases with the UFO phenomenon. He did this on his own time and money, but faced a panel of you know how when universities get mad at a professor, how they want to kick them the fuck out, and they can if they do a secret meeting kind of thing. They do all this, they go against him. He gets famous lawyer Danny Sheehan. You know who Danny Sheehan is. He brought out the Pentagon paper. Well, he brought out the Pentagon Papers. He was the lawyer for Silkwood, the movie Silkwood. I can't think of her name, but she was a whistleblower. She knew that they were sending nuclear material to Israel in the late 70s, and she was a whistleblower, and she got radiation poisoning. And the day she was to meet a reporter, somebody ran her off the road into a tree, killed her, and took the papers out of her car.
Wow.
So that's a real story, and Danny Sheehan represented her. Danny Sheehan also had firsthand knowledge and was the only civilian to get to go into a locked room and look at the pictures and private files from Project Blue Book. So he's very, and he's also a Jesuit. So he's a Jesuit attorney. He's very well respected and very well known. He's on every show. But to get back to her point, John Mack then went to a very famous case. Have you heard of the Rua Zimbabwe case, where in 1994, over 50 school students, ranging in age from say 7 or 8 all the way to teenagers, they were all in one schoolhouse out in Africa, and it was an expensive school, a private school, and very well respected. And a UFO came down. Every kid saw it. They all had their own experience. There's a movie made about it. It's very famous. And John Mack went there and interviewed all those kids and made, like he's just really famous. But no, to answer Hiawatha's question, sorry. Hiawatha likes to throw me a softball sometimes because she knows I can talk about it. But I appreciate it. But I did not know that he knew Chris Carter. So thank you. Yeah, Shay Watson's in the room. Shay, yeah, Karen Silkwood. My mom took me to see that movie when I'm like 9 years old. It was so depressing. But again, oh, no, that's a Kurt Russell reference. Sorry, Kurt Russell was in that movie. And also Cher. Thank you, Shay Watson.
Wow, that's something, man. That's something. And I was telling you about, sorry to change the subject so abruptly.
Not at all. No, please.
I was telling you about Blade Runner because to me, Blade Runner is one of the science fiction movies that, in my opinion, is just perfection. It's a perfect movie. It's a perfect science fiction movie. So I have my top 3, and I remember we did a show the other time, Farmer, about science fiction movies. And in my top 3, I have Aliens. I have 2001 Space Odyssey, and Blade Runner. Those movies are just perfection. So
what was the first one again? Can you repeat the first one again?
Alien, the 8th passenger. Aliens.
Oh, Alien.
Yeah.
Well, Alien. Well, there's 2 movies now because I just forgot what you said. Now, that's a classic for me because when I'm a young kid in 1980, it came out on HBO back at a time when something like that would come from the big box office onto the small screen, but still show tits and cuss. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? It was really something, and not everybody had HBO in 1981. It was quite a bit extra. So I went down to my friends where all of us boys from the neighborhood gathered, and we watched, Alien. But then the part 2 was Aliens, and some people actually prefer part 2. So I'm wondering for you, do you prefer the first one, Alien, or the second one, Aliens?
The first one. I love all of them. I love all of them, and I have the collection. Sorry, I love to brag about my collections because I'm just a nerd. I'm just a nerd. And talking about, by the way, talking about Blade Runner, and this is a great book that everyone should read someday. I'm rambling here, Farmer.
Not at all.
Blade Runner, 1982, is a perfect. Wow. It's a perfect movie. You know what I mean? So we were talking about remakes. So when you do a remake, you have to be very brave. You have to be, oh my God, if I touch this movie that was perfect, I'm gonna have some heat on me, you know what I mean? And there was this guy, the Canadian guy, Denis Villeneuve, who made the remake of Blade Runner, which is Blade Runner 2049. And this is another perfect movie, man. The two movies that were made about Blade Runner are just perfect. It's just perfection. It's the perfect cinematography, man. I cried when I watched.
Someone I think disagrees.
It's so good, but I want you to give me 1 minute of your life to show this scene from the original Blade Runner movie, because this dialogue is a monologue actually, and I'm sure you're gonna remember this monologue. It's just so beautiful, just so perfect. It's pure poetry, man. It's the Tears in Rain monologue from this replicant. It's perfection, and I just want to play it, man. It's 1 minute. Can you give me that pleasure? Yeah. It's gonna be a pleasure, and I'm gonna have a drink of my cognac.
All right. Then I will have a smoke.
Good, awesome.
Yeah,
I just
man.
want I just want to fucking cry with this scene, those lines. This is perfection. This is
Sorry,
art,
go ahead.
man. Ridley Scott is a
Ridley
genius.
Scott, great.
Is the master of the masters. You know what I mean? Just it's a fucking genius, man. It's just thank you for this, man. We need that type of stuff in our lives, man. Just to enjoy how beautiful life is. You know what I mean? It's just perfection. So I just wanted
So then
to.
let me ask you then, what was the last movie released that made you sort of feel that way?
No. We have a lot of genius all around. Like we just have to be kind of lucky to find those guys. You know what I mean? But anyways, Ridley Scott, Blade Runner. To me, this is a perfect movie in every single sense.
I may have one, Cryptex. I may have it beat by one movie, and I'm going to tell you right now. My
Which one?
favorite, and I'm going to call it a science fiction movie, starring Kurt Russell, 1980, called Escape from New York. Now, this is a movie where a guy flies a fucking drone, right? A hyperlight plane into, and the graphics are great, and he lands on a building, and he's got to make his way through this wasteland of apocalyptic, mess. And then, by the way, only a few years later, he would make one of probably my second favorite movie of all time, Big Trouble in Little China. There's not a better movie than Big Trouble in Little China. So there you go,
Wow.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
No, I didn't know about that movie, Escape from New York, and I'm looking.
Gosh, great.
Oh,
You should
wait.
play the trailer from Escape from New York for the audience. I think it is really a great movie.
Let's do it.
And
This
by
is
the
gonna
way,
be.
it was an experience to see. My older friend, I was not old enough to get in. I'm 8 years old.
John Carter.
And I'm a huge. I had a signed autograph from oh my God, what's the guy's? I love him. He's my favorite actor, Harry Dean Stanton. I had a signed autograph scene from this movie with Kurt Russell, signed by Harry Dean Stanton, that I sold on my eBay site. Excellent movie.
Kurt Russell is awesome, man. I love the guy.
Yeah,
hey,
but Harry Dean Stanton is the man.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Do you know that Chuck Norris died today?
That is true. I want to say, if we could just take 87 or 96 seconds, however old he was, for Chuck Norris. I'm just kidding. I will say that his early movies had a huge influence on my life, and I'm not kidding you. Godspeed, Chuck Norris. But when I'm 7, 8 years old, watching what's known as the Octagon and some of those movies, man, they blew me away. They're so memorable. I still remember people like that, Charles Bronson, real fucking badasses. And that's what I like, fucking badasses.
Like you.
No, I'm a big sissy. But that's why you go see those guys, because they're not, and it's like, wow. And when you do it, so you can make a bunch of explosions on the screen. You can do this or that. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a quality that is hard to attain and something that's also unique. Think about the movie, one of my very favorite movies, another Harry Dean Stanton movie called, Repo Man. Have you ever seen Repo Man?
Of course.
Excellent movie, Emilio Estevez. And there was a remake of that also. I'm sure it sucked. I wouldn't bother watching it. Any early Cheech and Chong movie. I mean, John Waters, David Lynch. Let's rock. That's what I was into.
David Lynch is awesome, man, as well. So let's go with the trailer of Escape from New York. You picked my curiosity here, man. Let's play.
Okay, good.
The crime rate in the United States rises 400%. 1991, the United States Police Force is formed. 1997, New York City is a world maximum security prison. John Carpenter's Escape from New York. Kurt Russell. Lee Van Cleef. Ernest Borgnine. Pleasance. Isaac Hayes. Cecil Hughley. Harry Dean Stanton as Brain. And Adrienne Barbeau as Maggie. John Carpenter's Escape from New York. The ultimate adventure of escape and survival.
I love it already. I have to watch this, man.
It's really awesome, and I can say that my friend taking me there at 8 or 9 years old to the Kalamazoo State Theater, which just closed down last year. I mean, it's a grand state theater with everything that 100-year-old, beautiful place would have. It was a real event. It was such a great time. Also saw Uncle Remus there, but that's a whole different story. Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder, but it's a totally racist movie, so I'm not gonna.
John Carpenter is awesome, man. We have a troll tonight, man. We are not talking about Delphi. Not yet. Not yet. But
it's that haircut. It's that Paulie Walnuts haircut,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, man. Anyways,
so to me, that was a classic, but I wouldn't put it at the echelon of art that certainly a Blade Runner is at, or even, maybe even, I don't know, but it has its own je ne sais quoi.
Sure. I really have to watch it.
John Carpenter is no slouch, by the way. John Carpenter has made some of my favorite movies of all time.
Which one?
I don't know. You got to look them up because I can't remember. But if you list them off, I guarantee you they're my favorite movies of all time. He might have made The Thing. You remember The Thing? And by the way, that's a true story. They actually have something weird in the Antarctic or the Arctic Circle that is a monster that's been living for thousands of years that will fucking kill entire scientific teams. But that's a whole different show.
Of course. But we were talking about Chuck Norris, man, and I think we need to show some Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee action. Give me.
Yeah, all right.
Man, this is beautiful, huh? It's not beautiful. Look at this.
You think this? Oh, yeah. I mean, I love these movies. I mean, I could watch the. I feel like these are the kind of movies you need to watch with like other people that like these kind of movies. These aren't for everyone,
Okay, this is gonna be for our good friend Chuck Norris. Let's play maybe 1 minute about this. What's the movie? The Return of the Dragon or something like that? Something about the dragon.
That's a famous. I think that might be Bruce Lee. One of his first big roles. Where he really broke out. I think was Enter the Dragon. I think
Enter the Dragon.
One. Yeah, and then after that, of course, the sequel, Return the Dragon. Yeah.
Sure. I feel ultimate.
Yeah, I was commenting on Chuck's hair. It does look like someone grew. It looks like someone threw a taco meat on his chest. It really does. Holy shit, that guy's awesome though. Chuck, I don't know. Not bad for a white guy.
Finally, he's able to do those moves, man.
Yeah, right. Never. Not like that, man. That guy's on a different level. Bruce Lee's on a different level. Ugh.
Let's go to the fight.
Oh, that's the one right there.
But this is a real fiction, man. There's no way Bruce Lee is gonna kick Chuck Norris that way, man. Chuck Norris is so big. Forget about it.
Yeah, well, listen, Bruce Lee was actually, I think, in touch with other things. Maybe maybe even the non-human intelligences that inhabit this planet and universe.
I wouldn't disagree with you, man. I wouldn't disagree with you.
They don't call me the Michigan alien for nothing, you know.
That's not gratuit. It's not free, for sure. Yeah, man. Anyways, so let me. What else, man? I don't know. What about Iran? What do you think about what's going on in the world? That war, man.
Oh, in Iran?
Yeah, Iran.
Oh, geez, really? You want my opinion on that? I mean, it's just
Why not?
I mean, why not? All right, okay. Well, look, a couple things. I mean, I'm not gonna sit back and pretend that the word collateral damage doesn't not represent a human life. Okay. So I like to be aware of those kind of things. I mean, when the bombs are falling for whatever reason, there's always gonna be innocent people dying at the other end, whether the bad people, whatever you perceive to be the bad people, are also, you know, dying. So in that way, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the Iranian government. It's not my, you know, I mean, I could go through a list of things that through several administrations from you know, intelligence services worldwide over decades of time showing a direct link between Iran's government and you know, third party terrorist organizations that mean to do harm just to innocent people to prove a point. And I understand that sometimes when you don't have the leverage to take on an entire military or superpower of the world, that you have to then bomb desalination plants in countries like Bahrain. And what about those children, you know, that now have to drink salty water? So to say that the Iranian government doesn't deserve everything they get, in my opinion, would be an understatement. But the Persian people themselves, I believe, not only historically have been proven to be very open, brilliant thinkers, and very kind people. I do wish quickly for them to be able to elect for themselves, in a process they see fit, a leadership that is worthy of who they are as a society. Thank you.
Interesting thoughts. Yeah, man, I'm not a fan of the Iranian regime, let's say, of course. Let's say, same thing as Venezuela, you know. I hate Maduro, and I'm super happy he is in jail today. But yeah, some things feel like very disorganized, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Let's see what's going on.
If people are, and this goes for America here, if you're using your powers to gain an advantage in the world, say for your own financial gain, your own power, well, then it is all about power to you, and you're doing it for the wrong reason, right? That's what I believe. But I'm not feeling that right now for Iran, and I can reevaluate that at any point because, you know, as a free thinker, that's what we do, right?
For sure, man. Let's see what's gonna be the resolution there. Anyways, I think.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. You know, it was a busy night at the pizza place where I deliver pizza at. I apologize for any ignorance on international affairs. Thank you.
Oh man, it's fine. We are entitled to our opinions here, man. Hiawatha, this American is tired of fighting Israel's wars. My opinion, I tend to agree with Hiawatha. I think that Israel is.
Didn't we create Israel? So what were we gonna do?
Yeah, but it seems like Israel is the boss of U.S. today. You know what I mean? Like Netanyahu is the one pulling the streets, the strings, and Trump is just a puppet of Netanyahu. That's my feeling for real. I hate the regime in Iran. I love that regime to disappear. I have a lot of friends from Iran that are really happy about the intervention of U.S. there because they need that regime to finish, to end. Being there for a lot of time, it's like forever. It's never gonna end. It's like in Venezuela. It's the same shit. But in Venezuela they did like a very precise intervention. There were no bombing, no. It was really quick. In a couple of hours, the tyrant Nicolas Maduro was extracted from Venezuela right away. No people dying, no bombs, no nothing. It was very smart. I don't know, but what's happening in Iran is kind of different. So I don't know, man. It's hard to.
Well, here's the thing, and again, I am no professional or professor on international affairs.
Same here, by the way.
Sure, but here's the thing: I am of the opinion that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and that's clearly what they've been going for this entire time. I thought the strike on the nuclear plants last time was wholly appropriate. It's not something for regional stability. However you feel about Israel, okay? There's one thing for sure. Iran hates Israel, and I wouldn't say they wouldn't use it, but you never know. It could go 50-50 if they felt really threatened. If Iran had a nuclear bomb right now and could deliver that to Israel, do you think they would have already done it, is my question. If so, then they're not responsible enough to have a nuclear weapon.
No, it's hard to say, and I agree with you, but let's talk about this guy, the one who resigned yesterday, the counter-terrorism head of the government.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this guy, he has to be the guy with all the most important information in his head. You know what I mean? He has all the information in the world because he's the head of the counter-terrorism division in US. You know what I mean? And he's telling us, no, Iran is not an imminent threat for US. So I don't think the guy is lying. So what I mean,
I don't think that. My thing is, we've been building up an armada there for 45 to 60 days. So the fact that and that wasn't and that what I'm saying then to follow up is that wasn't the premise. When we went to do that, the premise wasn't because they were an imminent threat. It was that they weren't ever going to have a nuclear bomb and that they had been killing their own citizens for protesting. Okay, that was the premise. That's why we did the buildup. Not because, so let's not change the narrative then halfway through the original story, right? So if the reason we went there is to stop the protesters from being murdered by the tens of thousands and to stop their nuclear weapons program, I would then pose the question, has it been successful?
Yeah, but when the president tells you that this situation is going to end in 1 week and it's almost 1 month, and you see that it's going to take maybe 2 or 3 years and that it's going to cost a lot of money, that's when the things are going to, this guy is not telling the truth. You know what I mean? If he's straight, right from the beginning of the whole situation, telling you, okay, Iran is bad. We have to fight this regime. It's gonna take years to destroy these guys. It's gonna take a lot of money. Do you agree? But he's going outside telling you bullshit. Okay, in 1 week it's gonna end. No worries, no casualties, no militaries from US on the floor. No one is gonna die here. It's gonna be quick. That's what bothers me, because it's like, come on, we were not born yesterday. You know what I mean? It's not truth. Those militia. It's like when you were fighting Vietnam. You know what I mean? It's not easy. It's not that easy. It's gonna take time. It's gonna be, and maybe you're gonna be defeated. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's hard. It's complicated.
But here's the thing. But listen, when we were in the Vietnam conflict, we got involved in between two sides of two different coins. We're not doing that in Iran. Iran represents itself solely. We are going to the government saying these things cannot happen. If they continue, then there's this armada buildup, and we will use it. Now, we haven't variated from that message, in my opinion. However, Vietnam starts out as one premise. The whole thing was a lie. The Gulf of Tonkin incident was a lie. If you've ever watched the documentary based on the defense secretary at the time, William McNamara, okay, he said so much there that they made that up to go to war, right? So then you have that, but also now you're getting involved where they send their own children in with bombs. That's how much they believe in the cause. We're not facing a resistance if we were to go in on the ground like we were in Vietnam, and there's certainly no need for any devegetation chemicals in Iran because there is no vegetation.
Yeah, but when you change your ideas just for some reason that is not clearly understandable, because the premise of the whole premise of the Trump administration was, I'm not going to have a war. This is not my thing. We're gonna make America great again. So no wars. I'm not gonna go to any type of war against any country because this is gonna be like in detriment of my economy, etc. And now, especially when you have the Epstein's files, the Epstein's situation, that is not looking good for Trump. In my opinion, he tried to hide or to cover that Epstein files situation by creating this war, because now he's distracting the attention of the American public and the whole planet. We are talking about Iran today. We are not talking about Epstein anymore. It's like the guy is very smart. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. I hate Iran. I hate the Iran regime. I hate the regime from Cuba. I hate it. I hate the Venezuelan regime. But something is smelling bad here, in my opinion. Anyways, and as you said, I'm not any expert in international politics at all, so it's just cryptex rambling here, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, that's what a casual show is about, right? You have a conversation. Maybe the two people or four people talking don't even really know that much about what they're talking about, but that's how a conversation would go around a breakfast table, right? So that's we're at a digital breakfast table, if you will. And I would just say that I never got the impression that Trump wouldn't use the full force of the American military when it suited the situation, or even perhaps when it was selfishly suiting him. But I will say that he put more responsible people around himself in this administration. I feel he is doing a better job. As a Democrat, I say that, right? That he's doing a better job than he did in the first administration. And I would just like to ask our Supreme Court to let Donald have 3 terms. And that's all I'm going to say. He's been doing we love you, Don. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.
Talking about
the one that I really love is Rubio, Marco Rubio. Man, that guy is. I wish he's gonna be the next president of US. He's the one. He's the brain. The other
Yeah, I don't
guys
know about
around
He's-
Trump, so in my opinion. But
Jenny, no,
anyways,
Jenny, I got to clarify, you guys. I'm totally kidding. I don't want to amend the United States Constitution to allow anyone to run for a third term. I'm not for that. I was just making a dumb joke. But as far as Marco Rubio goes, he is balls deep in the UFO UAP topic matter as a former senator on the Intelligence Committee. And he's been, even portrayed saying so on recording. He has demanded this information, and he knows a lot about this subject matter, which will be coming out before Donald Trump leaves office, in my opinion, because his ego will not allow for anyone else on this planet to announce life from another planet. And I guarantee it.
good point. So far, man, we were talking about movies. We were talking about politics. Any other subject
What do you got?
to talk about?
You want to talk some hey, let's you want to toss around some abortion talk? I mean, I don't know. What do you want to, what do we want to make the people go crazy about tonight? The death penalty. I mean, my show. Do you have that show?
Sorry?
I talk about the most innocuous bullshit on my show. You got me deep in politics tonight all of a sudden. What's going on? Where am I? I sound like Admiral. Give me a second. Oh, son of a bitch. He ran with Ross Perot, and he was in a Admiral James Stockdale, who was in the vice presidential debate in 1992. Famously on Mike says, "Who am I? What am I doing here?" He was like 100 years old. It was terrible. One of the funniest moments ever. You should play that.
Send me the link. Why not?
I mean, just YouTube it. I mean, this is very famous. You could put it right up from YouTube. It's
How
like a
can
trailer. It's like 1 minute long. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And the whole audience at this debate starts erupting in laughter. And it was just a sweet but a sad moment. If you put in Admiral James Stockdale vice presidential debate gaffe, I guarantee you it will come up. Who am I? What am I doing here?
Did you watch? Do you know about the Afro Man?
No, I don't. I feel like I saw something about Afro Man, but I don't know what the hell I would know about Afro Man. No, I have no idea about Afro Man.
This is so funny, man. Yeah, let me see if I can. We have to.
Love Afro Man.
We have to talk about Afro Man. Just insane, man. Insane. Afro Man.
Not
Anyway.
classically, I would say.
Afro Man.
I have seen something. Why I don't know why it's relevant, but I've seen his name flying around. I just cannot latch onto every topical story, Cryptex. I'm a very busy pizza boy. And on top of that, I'm now studying international world politics and affairs, apparently, to come onto your channel to speak as a professional, which, by the way, I am. I want to be regarded as a fucking professional on this topic.
This is just awesome, man. Let's.
Kimmy Canuck, how you doing? Shay Watson, everybody in the room. Laura,
Right now,
Dawson,
one of the
good to see you. Oh, I love that. I'd wear that. Yeah, I'd wear that delivering all night long in Elkhart, Indiana. I'd make the biggest tips.
No one is fighting the Epstein's files.
I know, right? I mean, it's like he said it like all of a sudden, like no one's talking about Epstein. I'm like, but I kind of kicked back a little bit on that, Kimmy Canuck. Thank you. I said, I think our Congress is still asking questions on that, but go ahead, Cryptex.
Give me a couple of minutes to show you about the Afro Man. This is just insane. This is hilarious.
Mute me, man. I don't want to screw it up.
All right.
dumbest yet most entertaining trials I've ever seen is happening, and that is the Afro Man versus the Adams County Sheriff Department trial. But if you don't know Afro Man, he's basically an artist who's been doing music forever. He's been around for a long time, with his music being played on Howard Stern. He's been nominated for Grammys. He's been signed to labels. He's performed at the Gathering of the Juggalos. And he had a very successful song called Because I Got High. And all of this happened before arguably one of his most viral moments, which happens to be the subject of this video. Basically, in 2022, the Adams County Sheriff's Department in Ohio, where he lived, searched his home while he was gone because for some reason they suspected kidnapping and drug trafficking. Inevitably, they found nothing. Rightfully so, Afro Man was upset about the raid as they damaged his property and really had no reason to be there. The police search damaged his door, external gate, and security system, which cost over $20,000 to repair. Officers also seized over $5,000 of cash, which was returned with $400 missing. So Afro Man did something really funny to make light of the situation and bring attention to it. He released a couple of songs using footage from the raid, with the biggest being Will You Help Me Repair My Door. In the song, he pretty much jokes about the situation and asks for repairs.
Will you help me repair my gate? Will you help me repair my door? Did you find what you was looking for? Would you like a slice of living pound cake? You can take as much as you want to take.
This is definitely my favorite part of the song, though.
Are you kidding? I make my money rapping. Why does the warrant say narcotics? Well, no narcotics, but why kidnapping?
Then he pokes fun at them, asking if there were kidnapping victims inside his suit pockets or if there was thousands of pounds of weed in his CDs. But then he gets a little more serious and he says, why are you stealing my money? The sheriff disconnected my cameras. And did you have to traumatize my kids? Another video he made was called Lemon Pound Cake, where he was making fun of the officer who did a double take at the cake.
Hey, Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff want to put down his gun and cut him a slice. Of what? Of what? Lemon pound cake.
There was other videos too, but these were the most viral ones. But regardless, why are we talking about this? Well, the sheriff's office was not too happy about this and claimed that these videos resulted in their officers getting harassed and ridiculed, and they even got death threats, which I'm kind of sick of the whole death threat thing. Everyone online gets death threats. I've gotten death threats. I'm not dead though, so it's clearly not that big of a deal. These officers clearly would have never lasted a day in a Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Regardless, more specifically, they were saying that the song defamed them, invaded their constitutional privacy, and was an intentional infliction of emotional distress. So they decided to sue Afro Man, which in my opinion is a horrible PR move. If you thought you were getting harassed from the raid videos and looked bad already, doubling down and suing over something this dumb is only going to amplify that and bring more attention to the situation, as we're clearly seeing online. This trial has been going viral all over the internet, especially TikTok. I'm seeing it every day. It's really funny and entertaining, so I had to talk about it. But before we get to that, Afro Man did an interview right before the trial, and I want to show a little bit of that too.
The world famous Afro Man kitchen, where Officer Pound Cake was born. I don't want nothing bad to happen to these police officers. I don't want them to go to hell and burn forever. I don't want them to get killed or beat up. They're still messed up from when they was ruffling through here looking for kidnap victims in my suit pockets.
Has anybody ever apologized to you? Have any of these people ever apologized?
No.
What I like about Afro Man is he's really positioned himself as this cool, regular, down-to-earth, relatable guy. And before the trial and before he got sued, he wasn't really even being disrespectful to the officers. He made jokes about it. He made light of the situation, but he didn't target them or do anything crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyways, I'm not gonna play the whole video, but you got the point.
Oh God! If I wasn't a fan before, man, I'm not kidding you. I am now. Love that guy. Fuck him.
I love him.
I want to hug
him, man.
I want his wardrobe. I mean, I love all of it. I would wear all that shit.
And he won. The process is over, and he won the.
And you know the thing is about doing your checkered floor like that. It can be downright creepy, like the movie The Shining, or it can be fun, like Afro Man's house, and be green and checkered. And it was so much more fun, than like a black and white, because that is just disturbing. But The green, I love that green. But yeah, okay, that's great. That's great, Chris. That was wonderful.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, where I don't know where you go. I mean, it seems like there's a lot happening in the world, right? I mean, how do you keep up with it all? It used to be for years, people just waited until 6:30, p.m. to consolidate it all into a half hour and then say, well, I know what's going on, and go on with their lives, for the evening news. But it's so spread out now. It's like almost always in your face, everything all at one time. And it feels very, maybe it's too, maybe more natural for younger people to grow up in an environment like that, but to have such a barrage of I don't know, sort of, media and tech. I mean, it's just, it must be equivalent to like going from horse and buggy and then still getting the pure joy out of 20 or 30 years of driving an actual automobile, and just realizing the difference of how quickly things can change, really, and how quickly things can compound,
Yeah, especially today, man, it's just crazy. And there's a lot of people talking about this, which is kind of weird, but I feel this. Sometimes I feel like it's gonna sound crazy, you know what I mean? And maybe I'm drinking too much tonight. But sometimes I feel like the freaking world is over. Like we are all dead. Like we are just remembering stuff before dying. It's like, I don't know, man. Imagine like a nuclear explosion. Everything is over. Everything is
Right.
gone. And like you are in that moment. You are experiencing that explosion. So you are already dead and you are like remembering just some stuff in your mind. It's just crazy. Anyways, don't pay attention to my words. Tonight is
not at
maybe
all. It's
you know what I
casual,
mean?
man. Totally casual. Let's see. I would like to address Laura Dawson Butcher's comments, if you don't mind. I know I'm not supposed to read the chat, but it's a very good comment. She's saying there are lights in the sky showing up in Ohio and Texas and a few other places. Like, yeah, right over where I live. I record them all the time. I'm not kidding you. I had a video verified by crime scene reconstruction specialist Scott Roeder, who is a video analytics expert who has testified in over 1,500 murder trials, either for the defense or the prosecution, depending on who has them reconstruct that crime scene. So, but I will say that whatever is going on right now, Laura, in the sky, is also going on under the water. It may be going on interdimensionally and right under our own feet from a different time altogether. But thank you for the comment.
Yeah, we had good comments here tonight in the chat. Shay Watson, embedding. Go ahead, Farmer.
Sure. Shay saying, embedding in young people's minds that the attention span of a goldfish is sufficient. I agree. And also embedding in kids and young people, whatever kids, young people, not to have to use their problem-solving skills on their own. To figure it out instead of just, the reason we weren't allowed as youngsters to bring what were called the new item of the day, calculators. Okay, that was a new item when I was a kid. And if you got caught with it in math class, you got your ass whooped and tossed out. And what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, now I threw myself off. Well, whatever. I digress after that.
Okay, I want to do something. I want to please Farmer in terms of musical taste. What do you want to listen to, man? A song?
Oh, really? Me? You want me?
Of course.
Oh my. Well, can we can we decipher like what kind of movie you want? Somber? Do you want something rocking? You know, I mean, I only do a couple speeds, Cryptex. Pretty much fast and hard, or like slow and hard, you know.
Whatever you want.
So here we go. I got the perfect song. This and let me preface by saying this should be one. I apologize. Sorry, you guys. Sorry about this delay here. But it's just kind of a hangout night anyway. So hopefully at 11:15 on a come on computer. Elon Musk is really there. We go. I'm back. Now I can spell it. How's everybody doing tonight, though? Seriously, is everyone having a nice cocktail? I'm just having some coffee, by the way. Nice cup of styrofoam cup. I apologize for the styrofoam cup for any of the environmentalists out there. I also am an environmentalist. But sometimes I, like anybody, I falter, and when you're at the Dollar General and you only have $1, sometimes you make bad decisions. So I'm just acknowledging that. But this is a great song and album. And I fully endorse it. Laura saying, staying cool, it was over 100 degrees today. Oh, I can actually, good. I can respond to some of these now. Sorry, let me go back a little bit. I want to say hi to Jari. I want to say hi to Shay Watson, to Hiawatha. All my crazy friends are here tonight. Let's see, let's go back. Cryptex, of course, it's his show. He's here. Duh. Jenny, of course, hopefully you're home by now. I don't know how far away you work, but it sounded like you were getting out of work at the time. Karen Silkwood, want to acknowledge that Shay Watson got the Karen Silkwood reference. Hiawatha saying that's where Carter got the inspiration for the X-Files from John Mack. Interesting point, Hiawatha. Hopefully you're still up to hear the follow-up on that. Okay, we're back now with Cryptex, and I have put up the name of what I believe he needs to YouTube as far as if you want to see what I'm talking about.
I would go there soon, Farmer, but I think.
Oh no, that's fine. Let's go back.
As I pleased Farmer, I should please my good viewers here. So, guys, I want to see what kind of music do you want to listen to? What kind of songs? And after that, in a couple special stuff here in Cryptex channel with the awesome amount of 8 viewers tonight. This is a record. So
that's twice as many as I usually have.
Jenny, I don't know if you want to touch that subject, that topic, Farmer, or not.
No, pass.
No, not at all. You pass. So,
not
guys.
Really, no, I did a live show last night. I kind of said what I had to say about it, and it's like I'm not willing. The thing is, during the investigative process, let's be clear about something. Even though I'm an amateur broadcaster, I'm just not willing to give camera time during an active investigation to a potential predator. That's all. I'm done with that. So let's just pass on that and move hopefully to the next subject.
Yeah, I didn't know that you were talking about that yesterday. I watched part of your show yesterday, Farmer, but not all of it. So anyways, Farmer is passing in that aspect. So, okay, looking for some comments here, guys. Laura is staying cool. It was over 100 degrees today. Oh my God. Seriously?
Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. Laura, if you, without doxing yourself, like what region are you in? Because that's awfully hot. I got real sick of winter, but I'm not ready for anything close to that yet. You must be in the desert Southwest or Florida or Miami. I mean, what is going on?
That's gonna be an oven in Miami, man. It's gonna be crazy. Arizona, okay.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, but Laura, you live in Arizona. You didn't, I mean, there's a reason no one lived there before World War II, right? After World War II, what happened, Tripdex? We've gone over this. They invented air conditioning. And that's what made the desert Southwest livable, was burning copious amounts of coal and running your air conditioner 24/7, 365.
She's moving, man. She's moving. So
yeah, it's a desert out there, no doubt.
Good for her. Good for her. That's why
it's well known they have werewolves and chupacabra. I'd say get the hell out of there.
Chupacabra. La chupacabra. My parents dragged me here in my teens. Okay,
well that's valid. That's valid. You can't help where your parents have to relocate or go. Listen, there's some beautiful things about I've been to the desert Southwest. I spent a few weeks there, and it has its own beauty and charm for sure.
Sure. So okay, maybe. Let me go with some punk, some old stuff here for my share screen. Before going with you, I'm gonna advance it a little bit. Give me just 1 second, guys, because this is a lot of music. Hey, do you want to look my first video about Delphi? Look at this. No saben, antes del caso del asesinato de 2 niñas, Libby y Abby, 13 y 14 años, si no estoy mal, que fueron asesinadas en Delphi, en las afueras de Delphi, en un área rural. Es muy visitada por los locales para irse pues a tomar fotos. Es un área muy bonita, hay mucho bosque, y hay un puente que se llama el puente de Monon, un puente abandonado en una condición bastante deteriorada. No es muy seguro, pero es muy bonito, la vista es muy bonita, la gente lo atraviesa, van y se toman fotos. Resulta pues que Abby y Libby estaban atravesando ese puente, se estaban tomando fotos, colgaron algunas de... What the fuck, man? I just found that in my channel. I started this channel talking in Spanish, right? Oh my God, this is so old. Digamos, desde ya que no es el asesino, puede que no sea, puede que no, pero puede que sí sea. Su contextura física es... similar a la del tipo del puente. What the fuck, man? Forget about this. I didn't say anything.
You actually look younger. So
I was younger.
I know. Catches up quick.
Yeah. So, look, this is when I was doing some snow fit.
And then you go, I'm going to take a nap for a while. And no one seems to give a fuck, right? No, go take a nap. You'll feel better. And you never wake up again. Because why? Your brain is swelling.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't need that, man. I don't need it.
We don't need that shit. We don't need that shit.
No, thanks.
No, thank you. But no thanks. I don't know, man. What I mean. Happy to have you here again. Cool to have you here. Yeah. Cryptex before Delphi. Delphi just fucking crazy, man. Crazy shit. So crazy stuff.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on, man, in the world, you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like mostly most of us are just trying to manage our lives day to day, you know?
Sure. 100%, man. 100%. What time is in your location right now?
It is currently 1983.
Okay.
So, you know, the calculator just got invented, you know. On my channel, thank you for asking. I'm sorry, Cryptex. I think we're in the same time zone, by the way. It is 11:39 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, I think
11:30.
we're in the same. I'm gonna share Farmer's channel.
Yeah,
Link.
sure. That'd be great.
Farmer. Give me one second.
Yeah, we don't really, you know, Laura, we don't really talk about Delphi all that much, or we do once in a while if it's pertinent. You know, I don't mind talking about certain aspects of it. Like I'm most interested in the mysteries of the mysteries, still the unknown unknowns. That's what drives me crazy about Delphi, not the known unknowns and not the known knowns. I'm more like, I know there's something bigger at play on some evil fucking level, and I can't figure that out. I'm not saying how that pertains to RA's guilt or innocence. I mean, I'm fine with him being where he's at. That's where I make my thing. There is an appeal process. Hopefully that'll go through and everybody will be satisfied. But what else has gone on? Are things connected? Why do so many it's real weird around there, guys. It's very cultish. That's all I'm gonna say. I just get I'm not a vibe person. I feel pretty scientific. I get a weird vibe, like they're praying to a big rock in somebody's barn or some shit, you know, like I just don't know. That's all I have to say. It's still very anomalous to me. The whole fucking thing is still very anomalous because why? I don't feel like questions got answered during that trial process that a lot of people had, right? And maybe I'm not the only one that feels that way. Or maybe I am, but I don't think that I am. And now I feel bad for kicking Paulie Walnuts out. We're talking about Delphi. Shit, he would have been relevant finally. But too late, because you were a bad actor, pal. And bad actors get tossed. But there's my channel. Yeah, sure, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. You know, I don't like to press people, Cryptex. And we have a 350. We're capping at 350. So if you do want to subscribe, make sure to go there right after the show and do so. Thank you.
Guys, go to Farmer's channels. Good stuff there.
Well, you know my my tagline, right? I say it now every time. From the mountaintop in the swamp, from UFOs to camel toes, from big chuckles to moose knuckles. You got it locked on the Derek Farmer Network. And don't forget it, pal.
But you were telling us that some stuff looks like unresolved. You are not satisfied with some answers in the Delphi's case.
Of course not. Of course I'm not satisfied.
Of course you're not. Well, but okay, let's put the finger in the injury. What is that aspect that you really don't like? What is bothering you? What is feeling smelly? Come on, Farmer. Go ahead. You're the man.
Well, okay. I mean, but it's such a long list. And I will start with a few things right off the bat. Obviously, and I'll just say it, the ski mask incident and any related incidences. Okay, boom, off the bat. Also, the Sarah Carbaugh witness testimony in which she saw a bridge guy, whatever she said, on a curve, right? Well, Deb herself went, and drove that curve. I remember when she did, but she did it at the speed limit, which would have been good for identification. But I thought that I had heard that she was going 30 miles an hour faster, but didn't want to get in trouble, you know? So how can you then also, okay, I have a real problem with a few weird little things. I'm going to key you into something. When Kelsey was going to college, right? Libby's sister, Kelsey, right? And this is nothing against Kelsey at all. I'm not going to go say some weird family stuff, but she was in college and was giving a radio interview. And if this is after the second press conference or the press conference in 2019, and they asked her specifically, what did you regret most or about that day? And she said, the thing I regretted most about that day was not paying attention to the black truck. Now, that was later identified as witness. Who's the jogging chick who had to take a poop? What's her name? Help me out here. Who's one of the jogging chick witnesses? Help me out. Come on, guys. Put it up in the chat. Let's go. Cryptex? Anyways, whatever her name is. Am I on my own here?
I was muted.
Oh, you were muted. Okay. I'm sorry. Say it.
No. Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yes. So then it turns out that the black truck was actually driven by the older gal that was jogging, and I can't think of her name, but she was part of the composite or one of the sketches, whatever. Who am I talking about here? Sarah, I can't think of her name. So whatever. You guys can help me out with the specifics there. Sorry, just having a brain fart moment. But so that really bugs me because, and let me bring it around to why that bugs me. That bugs me because Doug Carter acted so close to Kelsey German, right? When they knew well before that date that was merely a witness testimony truck. So why let Kelsey German toil away, letting that be her biggest regret of that entire day? You think about the gravity of that statement. The biggest regret of that day was not paying closer attention to that black truck. But they knew all along that black truck belonged to a witness. That's something they could tell the family if they wanted to. They wouldn't have to say which witness. They wouldn't have to give specifics. And they could have said, keep your mouth shut about it. But they let her toil away. So that's very mysterious to me. What does it mean? Something else is very mysterious. Why initially did the prosecutor, the first one, Ives, say that it was something you would want to take a picture of, that it was so odd? They never acted like that again. They acted like someone got murdered, covered with some brush, and that was it. Why the fuck did Ives say, and he had firsthand account of being there, that it was so odd that you would want to take a picture of it? You guys, we got to remember the history if we're going to move forward on the truth.
Well, the whole crime scene is really weird. I would agree with Robert Ives right away. When you see the pictures, it's fucking insane. It's crazy.
Then why did they continue to downplay the entire crime scene from then on, in my opinion?
I agree with you. I don't understand. It's
okay. So there, you asked me. There's a couple points. How about we move on to the river search that was elicited from one Keegan Klein at a Air Force base under lie detector, right?
There are two. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say they spend $1 million for a bunch of dudes that should have been on a calendar like shirtless firemen, to search that same area of the river for 1 full month. Well, it seems to me that they didn't think he was lying about something, that something indicated that whatever they told him, he was telling the truth. What was that? I do wonder.
People tend to forget stuff, you know what I mean? And when we talk about the Wabash River search, there are two directions. There are two different paths, you know what I mean? And both of them converge into the clients, of course. But anyways, I'm rambling a little bit, but let's be focused on the Wabash River search.
Okay.
First element and the most obvious element here, you have Keegan Klein confessing. You have the search of the Wabash River search of the Wabash River of the
No,
Wabash.
wait a minute.
River.
Hey. I'm sorry. I was
Yeah,
reading
go
the
ahead, go
comment.
ahead, go ahead.
The deja vu, the defense could not bring this up in court. In fact, anything besides the narrative that was okayed by the judge was actually not okay to bring up in court. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, you have Keegan Klein confessing, and then you have the search of the Wabash River. What is weird when you think about the Wabash River search? First thing, right away, you have the arrest of Richard Allen. So, in my opinion, when I try to connect the dots, you can imply that Keegan Klein was giving the name of Richard Allen to law enforcement to have some kind of negotiation there. But remember this farmer as well. During the search of the Wabash River search, do you remember who was arrested as well? Or not? There was there was a very important
Richard
there
Allen,
was-
right? I mean,
Yeah, no, that was right after
okay.
the completion of the
Wasn't
the
Tony
search.
Klein Tony Klein
no
briefly arrested? No.
no
Go ahead. Tell the audience.
okay, during the search of the Wabash River, there was a very important arrest, and that was Travis Trexler. Travis Trexler was arrested when the Wabash River was being searched. This is really weird. So you have two different connections there. You have Keegan Klein confessing. He confessed to law enforcement, okay, we are part of this crime, and you know the whole story about the red jeep. You know the whole story about blah 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 blah.
I didn't mean to, I'm not laughing at the crime and I'm not being disrespectful, but Cryptex has a real thing about this red Jeep. But go ahead, please.
Anyways, Keegan Klein is confessing. There's an interrogation, there's an interrogatory, or whatever you want to call it. So law enforcement, after that interrogation, they go to search the Wabash for, I don't know, 5 weeks, maybe more than that, 5-6 weeks. During that period of time, they arrested Travis Trexler. Do you remember that name, Travis Trexler? Who was that guy?
Sure.
So
I mean, what do we play? Delphi Family Feud? I mean, yeah, Travis Trexler, the relative to the Kleins, the cousins, right?
Exactly.
And who did they rent their house from on that creepy road, you know?
I'm not gonna repeat that.
There's a lot of, but I'm not. Look, I live Cryptex. I live close to the Indiana border, so I got to be careful here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not here to call anyone out, and you know what? People have a right to live where they live and rent from who they rent from. You know, so I don't know how it all ties together. It just all sometimes feels very mysterious, but maybe it's because I'm just making it, you know, that way. You know, because I like a good mystery, but to me, there are still circles of things. You could throw the Dan Doolin thing in there. No offense to conservation officers or even to Dan Doolin. I'm not looking to upset anyone, you know, or do anything. People sometimes A, make mistakes, but B, people's oftentimes their good deeds and the things that they do right go unsaid and unnoticed. So, you know, hats off to anyone with a good heart. To those people who try to be nefarious, then I don't care if I offend you. You know, so that's how I feel about that. You know, I just want to be diplomatic. I mean, I think that community's gone through so much, honestly, that I'd almost rather not say names at all or just go back to initials. I just don't think the constant attention for them is anything that that brings them any positivity on this level. And I think that at some point, as people that coexist on the same planet, we do at some point kind of got to think about the community at large in that area. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to soapbox here. That's why I don't do a lot of shows on this. I don't comment on it very much. You asked me my top 5 mysteries. That's about it. It has less to do with particular people, more to do with the system. Like, how do you interview a guy who says he's there on the day, in the clothes, at the time, and then that somehow just blows into someone's desk drawer for 6 years? You see what I'm saying? Those kind of things are mysterious to me. That's more institutional rather than personal. So I don't mean to try to call anyone out in that community, and my apologies if I've done so.
No, that's perfect. But I'm trying to stay in the, I'm not going to say in the important point, because every point here tonight is important. But since we are talking about the Wabash search, come on, guys, and Kimmy, you are commenting here that you cannot remember what Drexler's charge was, but it was unrelated.
It was very unrelated.
Come on.
Keegan Klein, where did you go? Why is the screen green?
How can be that unrelated? It's not possible. It's impossible. You have the confession of Keegan Klein, and you go to the search of the Wabash River, and you get Travis Drexler arrested, and then you have Richard Allen arrested, and this is fucking unrelated. It's not possible. Come on, guys. We were not born yesterday. Come on.
I love it when you get upset.
That is not unrelated. And I have to go to chat to look for my charger, but because I lost my camera here. Give me 1 second. This is You're not even an icon. You're just literally a green screen. But listen, I think there are other anomalous cases out there, but I don't hop around from case to case. It's just true crime isn't really, what I'm thinking about every day. I'm just like, I'm too spread out. I just can't do that. But I do have curiosity still about certain things down there. Kimmy saying, TT, a cousin of alleged Snapchat catfish and child predator, KK, was arrested in Wabash County, Indiana at the beginning of September on DUI charges. Completely unrelated, by the way. Maybe they're just trying to shake him down. Like, cops are pretty well known to do that, right? Especially when they can easily do it for arresting somebody that has a warrant out for them. Maybe he had absolutely zero fucking zilch to do with anything. No one's ever been charged. So I want to be careful even going forward of, saying negative things about people. It's not necessarily fair. My opinion. That's just how I feel about it. You all can do what you want. So
we got free speech for a reason. I'm only responsible for me, and you all do what you want, but yeah, Kimmy agreeing with me though. Thank you for finally somebody. Phew, I was starting to sweat bullets there for a second, Kimmy.
How can I change this? Back, front. Okay, I think I got it.
There he is.
I'm here again. Okay, so come on, Kimmy.
Come on.
Are you gonna tell me? Are you gonna tell me that Travis Drexler was arrested because of DUI charges just in the middle of the fucking Wabash River search?
No.
I'm
gonna tell you
right after the confession of Keegan Klein because of DUI charges. That's not possible. That is impossible. That is fake. That is, come on.
It's not fake.
Of course, it's related to the Keegan Klein's confession. Come on.
What does the record say? What's it say in the record? There should be a public record for that. Has this not?
Oh, no. Seriously, guys, seriously. Come on. Drexler and Allen arrested right after the confession of Keegan Klein, and this is just totally unrelated. that makes me mad for real.
But Cryptex, I'm not
don't
saying this.
understand.
You're not letting me talk. You're just filibustering now. You're filibustering. Let me talk.
Right.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's unrelated, but it just as easily could have been a shakedown for information if he had a warrant or any reason for such charges, if it was a pre-existing warrant. But since we don't have that paperwork in front of us, I'd rather know the facts before I go trashing someone's name.
Like Drexler?
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
impo-
DUI isn't that bad of a crime. I mean, it's bad. It can be bad. You hit somebody, whatever. But that's not child murder or complicity in such. You see, so to me, it's like, I just want to be careful on the internet as a whole to set a good example by going forward and not just throwing people under the bus unless there's something to throw them under the bus for sure for, you know. My opinion, but that's my opinion. I'm just giving it to you.
yeah,
That's all.
it's a good opinion, but my opinion is that it's insane. It's insane.
I love you, Chris.
It's insane to think that Drexler's arrest and Allen's arrest are unrelated.
I
to
just made it
big and
clear they
fine
could easily be
confession.
related, just not for the reason that you're saying.
No, I agree. It's fine.
So
Food for-
that's it.
it's food for discussion.
It's that's what they say. Yeah, that's the phrase, Cryptex. It's food for discussion. Uh-huh.
Yours.
Yeah, muy bueno.
Muy bueno.
Very
I
good,
know.
very good, my friend.
I lost. Okay, I got the comments. Okay, man. I don't know.
And Rick
Man.
Chuck Norris. Yeah, it's terrible. I'm glad he got to just be Chuck Norris for so long, though. Yeah, he was an awesome dude, and he got to be that way. I mean, other than that, like, you ever hear the guy that could pull a train with his teeth? His name was Bob LeLang or some shit like that. No disrespect. He was real badass. He would literally pull a train with his teeth into his 80s. Yeah, Bob something LeLane, Jack LaLanne. Jack LaLanne was a legend in this. He was like a circus act, you know.
No, I don't know him.
Well, whatever. You look up the video Jack LaLanne, and it'll make you cringe.
I would do it, man. I will do it.
You know who? You ever heard of? You know, because maybe some of these more American references may get lost on you early on, like 70s and early 80s when you were very young, like I was. We're relatively the same age, so I think I may have you by a few years, actually. So, you remember someone called Evel Knievel?
Of course. The one in the one riding the motorcycle, no?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
He was like
yeah,
a
that was,
he was like a superhero, man.
he was, man.
Yeah.
That he really was. Yeah.
Why are you talking about him?
I forgot already why. I don't know why I was even talking about him. It just flashed into my head and I brought it up. I don't know. I smoked the marijuana and that's what happened. You know? There you go. Oh shit. I don't know why I don't have comments. I can't see comments.
Was a superhero, man. We have a comment from Steve, man.
Okay.
Can you read it?
Okay, fine. And before wait a minute, I want to say hi to Mr. Steve. Before you read this Cryptex, hello to Mr. Steve. But I'm saying as a general rule, Mr. Steve is all I'm saying. I didn't realize that he was a POI, but please now read this comment.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I will. From Mr. Steve, True Crime Web. Drexler was a person of interest by many after Klein's interview was released. I know, as I was contacted by people in the know. So there you go. I can shut my fat mouth. But I was just saying, as a general rule online, I don't want to be calling people out, Mr. Steve, is all I'm saying.
Mr. Steve is the shit. I just want to say that.
In a good way. That means in a good way.
In the good way, of course. Of course. He's the man. And
I love Mr. Steve, man. I'm a super fan of Mr. Steve. To me, when Evel Knievel took off his helmet, Mr. Steve was underneath of that helmet.
Of course. Hey, do you think, Farmer, that can you use your charm to get Steve here tonight with us? Come on.
Well, I refuse to be used as a wedge or a pry bar. Cryptex, for you to get what you want. Mr. Steve, if you want to grab a link and call in, please, of course, you're more than welcome. It would be really great. It seems to be a loose conversation. So please, if you want to, but only if you want to, because I'm always thrilled just that you're here to give us your knowledge. Go ahead, Cryptex. You know I have to be diplomatic, Cryptex. You know I have to be diplomatic.
I know. I'm just trying, man. I'm just trying. So
I think you're pretty charming on your own, by the way, big guy. I think you do pretty good. And by the way, your hair looks fucking great tonight, Cryptex.
I hope so. So if Steve want to say hello, this is the link. So just in case, we have to try. If we don't try, anyways, I would love to have
I swear to God.
Steve here back. But I'm really interested in the Steve. When you see those radical guys in terms of the Delphi's case, you know what I mean. And I'm not gonna try to put Steve in another bucket, of course. But in my mind, for real, Mr. Steve is in another bucket. Just because the way he thinks is different, you know what I mean, and I love it.
Oh, definitely.
In some type of I don't know how to explain that. He's a little bit more open to some type of hypothesis, ideas. When we talk about the clients, he's kind of there's something weird here. When we talk about Traxler, there's something weird here. You know what I mean? He's not that,
sure.
I don't know. And I'm not trying to put Steve in the, maybe he's open-minded. No, I you know what I mean? But I really think he's kind of open-minded, even if in his mind, because I'm no one to try to be in Steve's mind. Of course, I'm not. But
right.
when I think about Tom Webster, Vic Sols, Born After Reading, the freaking right-wing side of this case, they are not able to open their minds about different possibilities here. About, as you said, Farmer, earlier here in the show, you were saying some stuff is weird. Some stuff is like, you are still trying to figure out some stuff.
But I should clarify, it's weird to me.
Go ahead.
I don't have all of the facts in front of me to make an educated decision on what is actually, and weird is such an ambiguous word anyways. What the fuck does that even mean? Just to me, it feels vibey when there's another ambiguous word of some kind of just deep-seated evil. I don't know how else to put it. I'll move on from there. It's just odd to me. Like, the whole area, it's like a triangle of nefarious activity. I don't trust it. I don't trust anything down there. It's shiesty.
I agree.
But Mr. Steve, I just want to make the point also that to finish what the sentence from Mr. Steve, he was being open on what he was saying, But then to read it to the end of the sentence says more than that, guys. Pay attention to what he's saying, because he's literally telling you right now he heard it from people in the know. And when you hear it from somebody like Steve, you know, I keep calling him this. When you hear from Steve and you hear something like that, that kind of a statement has more gravity to it. You understand?
Of course.
And he's sent him an email.
And don't get me wrong here. Of course, I'm trying to be open-minded. I know that some shit is very smelly, but I know that Richard Allen is involved. Of course, the thing that is bothering me a lot is that we don't know the whole story here. You know what I mean? There are shit around the clients that window is not closed. You know what I mean? And that is just something that bothers me a lot. And when we try to talk about full justice has not been served, in my opinion, for real. I think,
in my opinion, unless you can rematerialize the two girls and make all that shit never happen, it never can be served. But it can be served better than what it is even if there's nothing nefarious going on, through good, thorough review, right? And checks and balances to at least internally correct any situations within the system that may lead to not everything working out, you know, the way it should. So I at least hope that going forward, you know. Did you send Mr. Steve an email?
We communicate from time to time. I'm sure he's gonna be here.
He's saying send him a link. He's saying send him a link. Cryptex, send him a link in an email, and he'll come on the show right now.
No, he's saying that his wife is asleep and he cannot.
I didn't catch that. I'm sorry, Mr. Steve.
No. We're gonna find the good moment. And
I have no comments. I cannot make any comments show up on my screen. It's completely blank. So unless Cryptex puts them up, I ain't seeing them. I apologize. I thought you said send you an email or whatever, but my apologies. Yeah.
We're gonna find the right time, and I'm not trying to get Steve on my side. I know that he's on. Yeah, of course, I know, but
he'll only give you.
I just love the way he thinks, and he's kind of. I don't know, man. If I trust someone here in this community because of his experience, you know what I mean, and his professional background, Steve. I
was about ready to bow and say thank you. I thought you were going to say me. But go ahead.
Of course, but you know what? If you farmer, you tell me Cryptex, you are shit. Okay, farmer, whatever.
If you farmer, no, I got you. I know. Trust me.
I know. If let's say Frank Meister, Cryptex, you are a piece of shit, whatever. But the day Steve tells me, Cryptex, you know, you are fucking insane. Oh man, I'm gonna say, oh shit, I have to rethink my whole situation because I really respect this guy. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take his word like, oh shit. I'm gonna try to focus.
I don't think you have to worry about.
But you know my. I don't know if I'm trying to express my thoughts properly. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm rambling. But I know that in your mind, you understand me somehow.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Look, I will equate it to this. You know, I respected, and I'm not comparing Steve to like my grandfather's age or anything, but if there was one person, one time he gave me one little swat, you know, because I went over and I touched that switch on the hot water heater when he told me not to. I was about 3 years old. He's like, I told you not to do that. Gives me one little swat. I bawled so hard I must have almost got dehydrated from the tears I lost. And he felt so bad that he cried right along with me. So you see what I'm saying? It's that kind of respect level, in my opinion. I'm not saying Steve is a grandfatherly figure. What I'm saying is to when somebody at a certain level says you have screwed up or don't do this, you listen more. You really do listen more. At least I hope you do. Otherwise, you're just doing your own thing and not willing to listen to good advice. But that goes beyond Steve. I try to listen to all the people that I respect well, and any advice they give me, and not just to listen to it, but to actually try to put some of it in real motion. There's nothing a good friend appreciates more than giving you great advice and seeing you actually take that great advice and doing something with it. And that's what I want to do.
Yeah. And just for fun,
Sure.
Steve is talking about the marathon service station. So another weird element here in this situation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the whole service station thing is an odd element, and how it relates to Keegan. That's why you can't believe anything KK says, because because he's saying one day that he doesn't even know where this shit is at in Delphi. He's only been to Delphi 1 or 2 times, he said early on. I won't say in fact, when allegedly he indeed was friends with the owner of the previous gas station that was there, that occupied that same space, called Shell on the Hill.
I don't know, man. The whole marathon gas station situation is really weird. No explanation at all. Just that video tape.
I worked at a marathon station, so I do get the implication of the kind of, I had to clean the bathroom every night. You know what I'm saying? So you get the idea sometimes of.
And do you have to clean the security cameras as well, or no?
Well, I don't want to give away anything on the security of the store.
No, but right now I'm curious. Who is in charge of that security camera?
I don't work there anymore, but any kind of security would be in charge by the corporate office. In fact, they watch the employees more than they do maybe some of the other places, for employee theft situations and things like that, without putting the emphasis necessarily on, or also inclusively, appropriately so. Employee theft is a huge reason. It keeps people honest if they know they're on camera. It never bugged me a bit. I'm on camera at my pizza place to the owner and to the bosses all night long. No problem. Okay, if you're going to work for somebody, you take that into account. You better be doing the right thing anyways, but it's a check and a balance. And quite frankly, if you're not doing anything wrong, it's a defense for you, not against you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I encourage that. Some people call that intrusive. It doesn't bug me a bit. But anyways, I digress. What was the question? That was a weird one. The marathon was weird, yeah.
The freaking question is one of the most important piece of evidence in the fucking freaking case of Delphi is the marathon gas station video security recording.
It goes on the list.
And no one seems to care about that. Oh, that freaking camera where I don't know, the clients are right there in the marathon gas station or Mike Patty or I don't know, Libby and Abby or whatever. Someone was there. Someone was there at that marathon gas station, and the freaking video is just lost, and no one cares about that. You know what I mean? So it makes me really mad. And now we know that even one of the relatives of the attorneys of Richard Allen is involved in that magic disappearance of the Marathon gas station. So I don't know, man. It's very smelly. It's very fishy. It's very disturbing, perturbing. I don't know.
Here's something that is a fact and another anomaly.
Yes, very bad, man.
And something that to me is an anomaly in the case. And Mr. Steve, I'll read your statement here in a second. But before the Wabash River search, they also did a river cleanup in that same area previously to that, I believe within the year. And they did find a small handgun close to the shore of where they were searching post KK lie detector test at that area of the river. But now Mr. Steve goes on to say, by coincidence, the week Alan was being searched, I was in Delphi and drove past his subdivision and the marathon several times. Dang, Mr. Steve.
What is the subdivision? What do you mean? I don't understand.
Subdivision, take a farm field. Someone pays them a bunch of money. It ain't no longer a farm field. It's a bunch of brand new houses made out of drywall and 2x4s.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. Cookie cutter, new cookie cutter neighborhoods, a specific, oh, this is Glendale Hills. This is blah, blah, blah pass, Hunter Ridge. You know what I mean?
So I don't know, man. The whole freaking Keegan Klein situation is just that smelly, that stinky. And when the other
he's doing 40 years, 40 large,
42.
It's not a short amount of time.
He's not gonna serve 42 years behind the bars. He's not. He's gonna be released in a couple of years, of course.
I don't know that to be true.
It is. It's just common sense. No one is gonna be behind bars. No, you have. But
you're wondering why I'm not. You're wondering why I'm not using it now. I get it.
But anyways, when other, what is bothering me a lot? People having that type of superiority
China.
or aura. People thinking that they are above you in an intellectual level, you know what I mean? Because they feel completed with the verdict. Like, come on, you are so stupid if you think that Richard Allen is not the only actor here. And if you don't agree with the verdict of the jury, you are so stupid. You are below the level of, I don't know, man. Those people, those patronizers, they are patronizers, and I'm gonna call them. Born After Reading, Frank Meister, Big Solves. I really respect Tom Webster. I'm gonna put Tom Webster in another bucket, but there's a bucket of patronizers like Born After Reading, Big Solves, and what's the other guy? I forgot. Anyways, Frank Meister, whatever. If you don't agree with that theory that Richard Allen is the only one involved in the murder of Abby and Libby, you are stupid, you are dumb, you are intellectually, you have an intellectual stagnation. Those guys are shit to me, for real. the fucking pieces of shit. And I'm sorry. I try to keep my farmer. Listen to me, please. 1 second. I try to keep my channel classy. I try to keep my chat classy, but some people are not classy at all, for real. And
it is your show.
That makes me mad. And that makes me just mad because something is really stinky. In this case, it's really stinky and it's really smelly. So I don't know, man. Go ahead. It's your time to talk.
Let me try to recenter you a bit and just say that I just people that maybe you're not feeling like you agree with, just try to tune them out. I know it's hard. It kind of gets crossed up in there sometimes. It's as much as it's a large community, it's kind of also a small community, right? When you talk about the largeness of the worldwide web in general. So,
it's very small.
You know, people bump into each other is what I'm saying. Sure. And so everyone has a right, you know, to say what they want to say. Of course, this is your show and your channel. You say whatever you want and you feel how you feel. I think different people bring both, and myself included, positive and negative things with positive and negative things with all kinds of different scenarios. So I try to steer clear personally because I don't have a beef with anyone on the entirety of the World Wide Web. For me personally, again, I just don't mix it up like that for me. And that doesn't mean that's how you have to do it. You know, you're going to defend yourself if someone's talking shit about you. You know, I would do the same thing. I just try to, I don't know what I'm saying here. I try to stay out of the Delphi community as much as possible. True Crime Web saying, Mrs. Steve and I were trying to find the trails and the first maps took us to the driveway under the bridge, which of course, as you may or may not know, Mr. Steve, is a previous thoroughfare from the map studying that I have done. That long private driveway to the Snowbird's house and the shoe tree, both used to, before the highway system and all that around there, used to go actually through to another road. It was a thoroughfare. I'm pretty sure I have that researched. It's been a long time since I looked at those maps, but there's also a map that clearly has the word cave, C-A-V-E, on it at the same end that the girls were abducted from, but on the other side, not the down the hillside. The other hill, I think, the other side has a hill also, and there is a word that says cave. You know, my boy's got to go out. Hang on a second. I ran a lead for him up to my place, so I'm not going to take him for a walk. I'm just going to hook him up. I'll be back. Give me a couple minutes here. I got to put my shoesies on.
No problem. We're going to be waiting for you, man. So I'm trying to fix my camera here. Okay, guys, give me 1 second. Okay, first of all, this is a very VIP chat. Tonight we have Deja Vu. Deja Vu is asking for Ruckus. Where is Ruckus? Yeah, we should have Ruckus here again for sure. And he's a very good friend of the channel for sure. Of course, as usual, Mr. Steve from Florida. Hey, Steve. Come on, I know that you're trying to be polite, saying that the city you love is where your family is, but for real, do you prefer Florida or Georgia? I'm just curious because, I don't know, I'm curious. Anthony France, hey Cryptex, where did Farmer go? He went to walk his dog. His dog needs to poop, needs to pee. So, you know, you have your needs and you have to interrupt the streaming from time to time to help your dog, of course. So I'm just rambling here a little bit. Kimi Kanuk, Steve, I remember you talking about that before. You also had issues with your phone pings. This is an interesting comment. I don't know what are you actually talking about, but let me know what is the context of that comment. Deja vu. Deja vu. Do you know what is the meaning of the deja vu handle? Deja vu is like already seen. It's when you already saw something in the past. This is that type of perception. You know what I mean? Again, I'm just rambling. Sorry for that. Hey, Monday is here. How are you, Monday? Happy to have you here. Celtic. I think Farmer is here. Sorry, Farmer. I didn't
Not
know
at
you
all. No, I in fact I put a lead for the dog, you know, so I can just kind of put him out sometimes rather than walk him every time. I just have to kind of be careful. Sometimes there are packs of wild dogs around here, and sorry, I'm a little out of breath. You know, putting your dog out on a lead sometimes in this area when you're, you know, sort of in a rural area would be one more reason to have a means to protect your animal. And I'm not kidding at all. Yeah.
How is your dog?
Go ahead.
How is your dog doing?
Well, I mean, he's not technically my dog, but you know, I just have been watching him for the landowner. It's been a long haul. I'm gonna have to end up adding a second car. I don't like what's happened here with this this whole situation I have with my car, so I'm gonna add a second car, which means I've just got to now, you know, sort of be, you know, moving the dog onto a place that's healthier for the dog. I'm just not gonna be here enough to properly take care of a dog. And keep in mind that I am living in an RV in the middle of a soybean field.
Sure.
It's been difficult, but I do the best I can, and the dog is happy, and the dog seems fine, to answer your question. And I still love him, and I'm thrilled to you know, have had this time with him. Yeah.
Trying to look for something that Steve sent me the other time. Give me just 1 second here. Farm.
I gotta grab another pack of smokes. Sorry.
That's good. Good stuff. Steve.
Oh yeah, you know, it's just nothing I can concentrate too much on, but it is interesting to ponder from time to time, like any good mystery is, you know.
Sure. I'm just trying to find something here in my email, man. Give me just 1 second.
Cryptex, do you know why for some reason I cannot see the entire time Mr. Steve is or was here? I cannot see any comments whatsoever. I don't know if that. I'm sure you probably don't know why that is, but I don't know why that is either.
Farmer, I have an important message here. I don't know if this is true or not. I heard a couple of hours ago that Peggy's father passed away. So I don't know, Peggy, if that's correct. If your father already passed away today, sorry for that. And
very sorry.
Thank you for being here. Let us know in the comment section if that's correct or not. And that's what I understood. I wanted to send you an email, but I was just distracted with the live streaming tonight. So we are very sorry for that.
Yes, very sorry for your loss.
Sure. Steve, the pings parallel the description given by family of phone pinging around town. I don't know. I don't understand the question.
Let's see. Let's try to break it down. The pings parallel the description given by the family of a phone pinging around town. So Well, I mean, I think he's giving us a clue is what he's doing, but you know, Mr. Steve likes to drop little clues. He likes to, you know, look, we can't become good web sleuths unless we're actually doing the sleuthing. That's like going to the back of the textbook and getting the answer every time. That's not great either, but you know, it is the hard skills that you learn along the way, hopefully. Now, maybe not hard skills, but you know, at least hopefully some gleaning of general skills or something that you can apply. So let's look at what he is saying exactly. He's replying, first of all, to Kimmy Canuck. So maybe you should, since I can't see comments, we would have to revert back to Kimmy's comment to see what he's even referencing in the first place. Maybe by that we can deduce exactly what he means.
Yeah. So Peggy is just confirming that that is correct. So our condolences. Sorry for that. Anyways, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. Our condolences for sure, though.
No, of course. I don't know, man. What's next?
Well, I would say all things matter anytime things are getting worked through the system in a way, even if it puts certain people through paces to deal with a situation like this. Next time, Deja Vu, it is. I understand that it's easy to get cynical from time to time when we feel that there's a conspiracy at foot or something like that. But the process is always worth going through to make sure that we always have that process, in my opinion. Kimmy Canuck saying when Steve was, whoa, go back. I got to read it. You got to go back, Chris. Well, Kimmy's comment back up. I'll read it.
What do you want me to display?
You just had, right before you put Steve's comment, you had Kimmy's comment up there that Mr. Steve is referencing. When Steve was around the bridge, his wife was in contact with him, and the pings did not line up with his location. The phone pings around the bridge were unreliable. So when Mr. Steve went on to say that the pings paralleled that, he is referencing the situation when he himself was in Delphi. Now, that's the answer to the question and the riddle, if you will. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And he also goes on to say there were reports of the girls' phones pinging in town during the night of the search. And the moral of what the bigger point is that he showed right there on the spot that those pings aren't always where they should be. If I got my if I'm gleaning what I think I'm gleaning from this this deal, because like I said, I can't see any comments. So I'm just whatever you put up, you know. Anthony France saying, do you think Ricky's wife or daughter will write a book or go on 48 hours or 2020? I don't speculate on such things, honestly, Anthony France. You're probably being kind of tongue in cheek. I get it though. It's anything possible. Anything's possible. I wouldn't. Again, nothing shocks me in this world. So all those things could be possible, but I won't be paying attention to much of it.
And who cares, really? I think they are victims as well. With all due respect to everyone here, in my opinion, Richard Allen's wife and Richard Allen's daughter, they are victims as well in this freaking case. I think if at one point, I don't know what's the purpose of that comment, if at one point in life they want to write a book about that, to me this is fine. I actually want to know the side, that side of the story for real. I want to know what Kathy Allen is thinking about the whole case. I want to know what Brittany, the daughter of Richard Allen, is thinking about the whole case. If at one point they are going to write a book about the case, to me, this is not a big deal. And I don't think they are going to become billionaires because of that, for sure. But anyways.
There's no money in books anymore anyways.
It's not. but I don't even know why are we talking about that. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's see. Peggy, were the pings a cast analysis? Don't get it. Okay. Okay. Apparently, Anthony is someone who was there at the time. Who is Anthony? Who Anthony is? Please let us know. I know he is one of our regular viewers, but I didn't know that he was actually there.
I've never had a problem with Anthony, so I mean, he's just a guy that's been around this sphere of everyone and talking about this case for a long time. Is all I know him from.
Someone told me once that he was Anthony Grino, but I don't think he is Anthony Grino. So, anyways.
I mean, even if he was, I mean, I've talked to Anthony Grino before, you know. I mean,
yeah.
But briefly, at least through chat, you know, while he was on a show.
Yeah.
No biggie.
Peggy, is it true that Mr. Steve sprayed the luminol all over the area, including the tree and...
No,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't want to answer for Mr. Steven. I'll give him an opportunity to answer for himself. I'm pretty sure Mr. Stevens put all over the actual area. Mr. Steve did, however, in his own space, do a test with luminol that was part, and that's of course in his archives. You can, Mr. Steve saying, I have no idea what you're talking about. Woo. I don't want to speak again for Mr. Steve. He speaks well for himself, but as far as I know, no.
Okay, we have the answer from the main source of information. So,
no.
Come on, deja vu, come on.
No, it's like, you know, he wears a flower, you know, but instead of, you know, water coming out, luminol comes out. He sprays it everywhere. He's like a skunk. He's spraying that damn luminol all over the place. Of course, I kid, Mr. Steve. That's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't go to the scene and actually do that. But okay, you know what? If he did, I would appreciate his analysis.
I have a question for Steve here, man.
Go ahead.
What type of music do you like? What kind of song
I can answer this too.
Would you like to hear tonight? This is gonna be. I want to please Mr. Steve. Come on, Steve. Give us a song you love. Give us a song. We're gonna play it for you. This is gonna be our pleasure tonight, man. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. In the heat of Florida, Steve is gonna tell us what is the favorite song.
I mean, I hope so.
Grino is still around. I don't know anything about Grino. I think the Delphi's case is kind of dying. You know?
I mean, Grino was the villain in my theoretical cartoon that I wanted to do called Barnyard Sleuths, where the barnyard animals, and Mr. Steve was the lead goat, get it? Greatest of all time, but he was the detective goat. And anyways, I won't go through the whole story again, but it had turned out that Grino indeed is the one that peed. He urinated on the hay, ruining, you know, the food for all the other animals. And they were able to track him down with a family dog via the fake leather in an 84 IROC and the smell of Drakkar Noir. Thank you.
Oh, okay. We have a song proposal here. It's gonna be "Oh Death" by Ralph Stanley.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's a real cheerful song. It's a real cheerful song. I love this one.
Ah, yeah. Okay, let's.
I've played it. I've heard it before. Yeah.
Ralph Stanley. Okay, give me 1 second. Present, share screen. Share screen. Okay, sorry guys. So that was the streaming that we made yesterday, Farmer and myself. I just wanted to post it again because it was blocked because of copyright. So I hope you enjoyed the streaming. If you're here and you didn't watch the video, please try to do it in the replay. We talked about Iran, we talked about Delphi, about UFOs. It was fun. So maybe I'm gonna go live later here, guys. Stay in touch. Hit the like, smash the like, and stay in touch, guys. See ya. Bye bye.